Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Alpha Central. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. So that ciao.
I hear a lot of, we're not going back. What are we not going back to? The kitchen.
Ma'am, no disrespect, but I don't think any man wants you in his kitchen or his life.
I mean, the kitchen is an important room that everybody has to go into every so often because there's food there. How did that happen?
What on earth did I just listen to? Is this woman a turkey?
We've heard.
I do love jet skiing, and I don't understand how that happened. How did you lose your life jacket with the keys in it? I know usually the keys are attached to the life jacket.
Girl math, we've heard boy math, but what about deadbeat parent math? Deadbeat parent math is when you think that your $157 is funding vacations. Deadbeat parent math.
No, we know it's not funding vacation. It shouldn't be funding vacation. It is for living.
Is when you think that your $50 a month is paying for her nails. Deadbeat parent math is when you think that you can just come and go and provide when you want to.
When women use their child support money to go gambling, is that deadbeat math as well?
Yeah. The world. We've seen this, and a lot of you military guys were astonished and upset by this. I'm not a military person. I'm like, what is going on? Because you look at the men in the back. Look at the men over here. Perfectly synced.
This was just embarrassing to watch. How are they so wildly out of sync?
Well, listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles!
E-L-G-S-E-S? Really? If this woman can make it to mayor, anyone can make it to mayor.
Again, when I was young, I thought my reading comprehension, my spelling, my grammar were just going to be such a detriment to me in adult life. Now that I became an adult, I feel like I'm better than most people at those things, which I thought I was the worst in.
Babe, what are you...
Ma'am, that rear windshield wasn't stuck, your brain was.
It's been 10 months since my divorce was official, and my ex is getting married today. I honestly didn't think it would be a hard day. You know, the divorce was not easy. It was not expected, but I don't know why. I didn't think it would be hard. I wasn't feeling anything leading up to it. But, my baby,
Cue sad
yesterday
music.
when I dropped him off with his dad, he was excited for the party. He loves his new stepmom.
This is why you don't divorce people. This is why you take your vows seriously. You know, I don't get it. I really don't personally, man. You know, there are women out here that think the grass is greener. They'll divorce their husbands. 5 years later, they're crying about it. Oh, I miss him. I miss how sweet he was. Because they think there's this side out there that they're not going to find. They'll find it for 5 minutes, and then they're going to want to go back to what was actually comfortable. It's a cold game out here, fellas. I'm telling you, one of the most important choices we're going to make in life is the woman that we choose to be with. 100%. Take that choice very seriously. Please. You don't want to end up in bad hands.
Social media has people obsessed thinking the grass is greener. You need...
Remember, I mean, it takes 6 men to be pallbearers to carry your casket. It only takes 1 woman to put you in there.
to learn to appreciate what you have.
The American woman refusing to leave Pakistan after her failed marriage attempts now has demands for the government. And there are so many twists to this story, it could be a Netflix series.
The government is gonna fix up these buildings, fix up the streets, and clean up these streets. It's ridiculous out here. I do not like it.
It all started when the 33-year-old woman met a 19-year-old online, fell in love, and flew to Pakistan to be with the quote love of her life. But when she arrived, he fled the area, vacating his home. Instead of just leaving, she decided to camp outside of his house, and it got some media attention. It's been months, so her tourist visa has expired, and the government's like, this is crazy, you gotta go, here's a plane ticket on us. But she's not only refusing, she hit them with this.
My plan is to reconstruct this whole country, okay? I'm asking for 100K or more. I need 20K by this week. Okay, in my pocket.
On behalf of America and the entire West,
How are you so entitled that you go to another country demanding them that they give you 100K to fix their country? What the?
you can keep that woman.
Name a European country known for its architecture.
Europe.
Name a European country known for its architecture. You just repeated the question.
Yeah.
You said Europe. Just trying to trick us. And like, I'm gonna just include every country
That's right.
in Europe.
It's probably gonna be at least
let's
two.
see, someone else might have heard that. Survey said.
Wow, I thought it would be at least two.
Did you mishear it?
Yeah, I obviously.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Obviously, if you had a second chance at that, what would you
Is
say?
this my second chance?
No, but if you had one, what would you have said? Name a...
Like Egypt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I should have said. Egypt. Like the pyramids, like, you know, right, Jerry?
Okay, what if you had a third chance? What if you had a...
Jerry!
What if you had a... No, but like just... What if you had a third chance?
Did you know her vote is just as valuable as yours? Just saying.
The argument that you're making is, as these other service sectors have opened up, men are gravitating into those service sectors instead of just manual labor, right?
Yes.
Then how come women aren't gravitating towards the manual labor sections?
Because the manual labor sections have been either taken over by technology.
No, they haven't. Has roofing been taken over by technology?
No, but what is it? It doesn't necessarily.
Has construction been taken over by technology? Roofing? Has even gardening, basic gardening? What about lawn mowing, lawn care? In fact, almost all labor I can think of, which now is heavily inundated with machines, still totally dominated by men. Almost no women do it at all.
But there's a lot less men in average doing those jobs compared to before, because you have had machinery replaced.
But
if it took three,
but this argument still makes no sense.
Please, if it took 5 men to redo a roof or whatever, now it takes 2, right?
Yeah, why isn't one of them a woman?
No, because the point is, as a society as a whole, we have just moved away from manual labor. So obviously, woman.
No, we have not. Manual labor has only skyrocketed in price nowadays because less people are willing to do it. Less people are capable of doing it.
Makes no sense.
Yes, lady, yelling does not make you right. You can replace an axe with a chainsaw, but it's still a man behind it making the cut.
It's the temper tantrums for me.
What is a temper tantrum?
A temper tantrum, it's something wrong with everything. Everything. You acting like the girl. Everything got to be perfect.
So the fact that you did something wrong, I'm throwing a temper tantrum when I...
It don't even got to be something wrong. You cooking and cleaning and cooking.
Right.
It's always going to be something.
But if you cooking and cleaning and this chicken burnt, and I say this chicken burnt, I'm a sassy...
Not even.
Don't worry about it. Oh, y'all tonight. It's not my fault that you can't cook chicken. It is not my fault. If I see a deficiency in this house, you ain't doing something right. I am not sassy for correcting you, ma'am. I am making you a better woman. The fact of the matter is that when you clean this mother, it still ain't clean. I'm not sassy for that. I'm just pointing out the obvious. The mama should have taught you. Why can't men correct women? Why can't men lead women when they say, I want to that can teach me something? Then they get that can teach them something. And then they don't want to listen and call him sassy when he try to teach them something.
I love ugly money.
So she wants a man that can teach her as long as she's never wrong. You can't make this stuff up.
Here's a wife during an argument.
It's, it's fine. Just never be wrong. But when you're wrong, we're going to destroy you.
Argument. I'm capable, strong, independent, qualified. I earn and I don't need your money. I earn my own money. Here's a wife, that very same wife in divorce court. I don't earn, I can't work, I'm incapable, I'm on the verge of starvation, and I need his money. It's funny. That divorce just brings the best out of everybody, doesn't it?
Divorce attorneys love to say the person you divorce is completely different than the person you married.
What the hell? What the hell? What are you doing?
I think this woman left her brain upstairs.
What's your go-to micro-feminism?
I call myself and other women, not girls.
Refusing to yield to men when they're walking down the street.
When a man's getting aggressive, I hit him with I can see you're acting a little emotionally. Let's think a little more logically, like me.
I like to ask my male colleagues to take notes during our meetings.
When someone talks about going to the doctor, I ask what she said.
I don't watch a lot of sports, but when I do, I try to put on women's sports to help their ratings and to lift women's sports in the media.
When a man says he is babysitting his children, I make sure to correct it to parenting.
Whenever something needs to be moved and someone's like, let's let the men do it, I say, no, I got it.
I like to hold the door open for men and insist they go in first.
Wait, they want to hold our doors and move heavy things for us? I'll take it. How about paying for dinner as well?
Not upset.
Feminism is a scam. A few years ago, I was an angry, blue-haired feminist. I once believed that male privilege was real and that I was a victim of the wage gap. Now that I understand the true motives of feminism, I know that this could not be further from the truth, and that modern-day feminism is a war on true masculinity. Before women had the right to vote, most were stay-at-home wives, which meant they weren't working jobs and couldn't be taxed. Our overlords didn't like that. Rockefeller started funding feminist campaigns in media, and as a consequence of the movement, women started entering the workforce and leaving the home. Children would then be separated from their parents and sent to Rockefeller-funded schools to be indoctrinated by the state. All of this ultimately disrupting the family unit at its core. Feminism is defined as the belief in social, economic, and political equality of the sexes. But in the West, I must ask, what rights do men have that women don't? Modern feminists are convincing women that...
I can only think of one. I can put my chesticles out there and no issues, but you can't.
Hookup culture,
the
using
only
hormonal
one I can
birth
think
control,
of.
and not shaving is liberation. That toxic masculinity is prevalent and the patriarchy must be dismantled. Through movies and media, we're taught that working for the man, climbing the corporate ladder, and paying tax is more empowering and valuable than raising the next generation. Women have lost touch with our natural loving instincts, and birth rates are plummeting. Men and women are not the same.
Convincing modern women that raising their own kids is oppressive, but working a 9-to-5 is a liberation might just be the greatest scam ever pulled off. Why? Why?
They're just laughing at each other.
Culture is like the way it is now. My buddy moved back from Pakistan. He was like, "What happened in North America in the last 3 years?" He's like, "Every magazine, the girl's overweight. Do you just love that?" And you're like, "No, not really. But you have to pretend you do, or you get in trouble on Facebook."
Yeah, pretty much.
Very complicated to be alive. All the opinions you need to pretend to have right now. Even doctors don't want to say fat. They have to be like, "Listen, if you could be 30% less brave, that would be great." If we get your levels of "you go girl" down to just "you go girl," you know. Look, if we look here at your height to empowerment chart, you're getting very close to morbidly courageous.
Imagine your New Year resolution is to become 30% less stunning and brave.
I was tired of being someone's housewife, so now at 23 with 3 kids, I'm pursuing being a lawyer. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of thought she was trolling us, and I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I thought maybe she was just giving up becoming a housewife to pursue a career, and maybe she was gonna stay with her guy. So I went scrolling on her page, and turns out, ain't no man there. This poor man, G, he worked his ass off, got a family with 3 kids, and now she's bored. That's really what it boils down to. She's bored. I always think it's so crazy that a woman will break up her whole family because she's unhappy or because she's bored. I used to work with a chick like this. Her name was Kelly. She came into the job because she was divorcing her husband and she had been a housewife for 15 years. So eventually we was like, "Kelly, you know, why you leaving your husband?" And it was all because her husband ran out of passion for her. Now, she admits that she literally let herself go throughout the course of the marriage. And he wasn't he wasn't cheating. He wasn't doing none of that. He just didn't give a like she would go out and he'd be like, "All right, bye." He didn't have any passion for her anymore. So she divorced him to look for passion. Now she has to work. She used to be at work about how much she got to work now. And I used to be looking at her like,
being bored is not reason enough to break up a family of 5. Imagine if a man said this instead.
I started growing out my body hair around 6 years ago. It was never a conscious decision to go against the grain. It was more of a personal grooming choice, a laziness thing. What I did realize about having body hair is someone always has something to say about it, whether it's good or bad. There's something very shocking still about body hair. Most commonly I see, I bet you smell bad, or damn, that's dirty. Little did and do they know I'm as clean as a whistle and heavily moisturized.
Listen, if you lead with "I'm lazy, so I stopped grooming," people are gonna have opinions.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I guess life closed a door but forgot to open a window for this one.
I feel like since there's so many of y'all here, I don't know, I should make an announcement or something, you know what I mean? Y'all want to hear my announcement? Yeah! All right, drum roll, please. I'm single again. Yeah. Y'all got any greater recommendations, anybody? What's that, the rose petal, whatever they're rose? They're rose? Stay away from that rose, it give you a headache, that's too strong. It sucks though.
And they expect us to compete against this so-said rose.
You know, I married a man and then I married a woman and neither marriage worked, so I'm like, am I the damn problem? I'm trying to figure
it only took 2 divorces, but she finally figured it out.
Figured it out. Oh no. Oh noes. Oh noes. Oh noes.
She aimed for independence, but landed right on the floor.
Be attacked by your own species, so I'd rather feel the claw of a bear rake through flesh than a man's hand carving the innocence from this body. At least the only thing a bear can carve from this body is
I'd rather a bear's teeth rip through flesh than a man steal the voice from my body, pry my words from my tongue.
At least the only thing a bear can steal from this body is I'd rather a bear remember this body unrecognizable than a man destroy my self-image until I only identify with victim. At least the only thing a bear can destroy is your body.
Running away from a bear sounds less exhausting than having to listen to this.
Women can do anything that men can do. Prove me wrong.
I really thought he was going to change the smoke detector out. I really did. Then it came to this, but we'll see. Oh, is he going to do what I think he's doing? Gotta take that receipt. Save your life sometime.
Damn, she was asking for one thing. This man gave her a masterclass.
Yes, I'm in my feminine era, but apparently so are all the men.
Of course. Naturally.
Have we checked in on the men? Have you had a conversation with the men recently?
Yes, quite often in fact. But I have a feeling this subject matter expert has noticed something that the rest of us may have not.
They're like baddies now, it's great.
Baddies. Okay.
Global problem. The other day.
I can't imagine one of us, like, men, like, I'm a baddie now.
My friend went out on a date with a man. He looked at the menu, looked up at her and goes, "Is it okay if I order the steak?"
So they were being considerate?
What? They want their bills paid too.
Well, maybe some of them were just trying to give women the equality that they've been asking for. Because there's a lot of women out there that want their bills paid.
They ask you what you bring to the table because they're hungry.
No. They're asking what women bring to the table because, quite frankly, there's quite a lot of women out there that bring nothing to the table except for their appearance. And a lot of men want a little bit more substance.
I mean, I guess we are hungry. Yeah, put something on the table. Instead of just calling yourself the table, maybe put some food on there, some biscuits, some rice, some beef. Then I think, yeah, most men would be okay.
To their relationships than just someone that's pretty.
It's like getting a dog from the pound, but instead of a collar, they're wearing skinny jeans. Is this what they mean when they say no one is coming to save us?
I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
in the spirit of equality and all, a lot of you call yourselves strong, independent women. Time to stand up and save yourself instead of relying on men to do it.
Women like these want a man to save them, while calling themselves strong and independent, and scream for equality until the bill shows up. Hard pass for me.
We hear women come up and talk about how successful they are and how intimidated men are.
Clip.
And they never say a word about their character. And I just can't help but think about how turned off women get when men lead with money and lead with accomplishment and end up having nothing but unavailability and coldness and lack of emotional development, because that unfortunately is what it.
Those things do grow. That coldness, the emotional unavailability. I feel it. I've experienced it as I've gotten older and more successful.
Takes to succeed in certain career fields. You can look it up. And for some reason, women think that the success that they've amassed has somehow happened without them becoming devoid of a lot of the personality and relationship men are devoid of. And they flex their accomplishments and money the same way men do. And somehow, we make it different every time. Every time. No disrespect to you, but you didn't say about being a good woman. Nothing.
Why
you didn't say no.
I'm just
bro. Didn't say nothing about.
Shut him up.
This is about a larger point.
I like that he shut them up. Like, no, what you're about to argue about is nothing pertaining to what I'm talking about.
This is not about her as an individual.
If a woman is combative, aggressive, and leads with her degrees, that's not intimidating, that's just exhausting.
So we have women that are overweight being firefighters. God.
Not a single push-up between the three of them. Are these the people we're counting on in an emergency?
Ironically, most black women, 70% plus, grow up without a father. When you ask black women, what does the man have to have? Has to be a provider. They don't know what a man is. They only know the check that replaced the man. But when you talk to middle class and upper class women, they never mention a provider. Even though they might expect it, they don't even think to say it. Why? Because there's not the need. The black woman is speaking from the need. And the sad thing is because they're dishonest and because it's hard to admit, like, when we're not in the position we want to be, they say, oh, I'm good. I'm an independent woman. I'm good. I can take care of myself. Well, then why do you keep on talking provider if you provided for already?
Look at their faces. They know this man is speaking facts.
Hey guys, come spend the day with me as a girl who works every day for a living.
Sounds about right.
Best
Welcome
part
to
is,
your
every
rest of your
single
life.
girl in the comments is agreeing with her.
Uh-oh. Cooked. Cooked.
The parking brake took the day off, just like their common sense.
That gentleman going to Walmart and buying only one item? Unheard of. Without perusing all of Walmart for 2 hours? Yeah, women can't do that. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. I get you.